Alright guys, in this video I got my friend Sean here and we are going to talk a little bit about packing, moving out to the Philippines, either if you're coming out for just like 30 days or you're coming out here to live, things that we should have brought, things maybe we didn't need to bring. So stick around. Okay, so welcome. I appreciate Sean coming back on. It's been, well, it hasn't been that long. We did a trip up to the Dragon Fruit Farm and the Lighthouse in Liloan. And so you're back in Mactan, Newtown. You actually moved to IT Park in Cebu.
Yeah, I come out here to see this guy.
Yeah, that's
have
right.
a cup of coffee and breakfast.
And when you moved out, what are some of the things that you like at IT Park better than here?
Well, there's a lot more restaurants around in IT Park.
A lot more things to do, like the mall and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've probably got 4 malls within 8 kilometers of where I'm at.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, you know, if you like to go around, walk around the mall, get a cup of coffee somewhere, it's a whole lot more accessible where I'm at.
Yeah, you got the malls that you can walk to, a lot more choices of restaurants, and cost of living is a little bit more expensive in IT Park, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I have 2-bedroom there. Unlike here, I had a studio.
Right.
But actually, the studio that I was looking at, you're paying $20K, right?
$20K for my studio, which is technically really like a 1-bedroom, but it's
the studio that I looked at was $30K, so it is a little bit more expensive to live in IT Park than it is here.
Right.
The other thing, I think the amenities here are better.
Yeah.
The place, I didn't realize it till I moved in, but the place I'm at, the pool's closed. There's no indication of when they're going to open it, and there's no gym. Wasn't told that, but before I signed the contract, my fault for not asking the question.
Right.
But
you would have assumed it would have been open, right? So
yeah, I mean,
that's kind of a big thing, you know. Actually, what about like here? You have beach access. Do you?
I miss the beach access. I mean, you know, like you're saying, I've got to drive all the way from IT Park to here. I came out early this morning to see you, so the drive was only about 40 minutes.
Right.
But if you're coming out here in rush, the other day when we came out to eat dinner with JD, it took us an hour and a half in a cab to get here.
Yeah,
so it depends on what time of day you travel here as to how congested it's going to be. If you leave after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you're going to get stuck in traffic. If it's 5 o'clock, you might as well forget it. It's going to take you forever to get anywhere.
So really, bottom line, if you want more things to do, more choices of restaurants, the malls nearby, Cebu IT Park.
Oh yeah. I mean,
better choice. But if you want more amenities, maybe a little bit quieter, maybe the beach nearby, this is
if you like the beach, this is the place to be. If you like, because a lot of the bars are now open too.
Right.
And Mango Avenue, where most of your bars are, it's probably 10 minutes away from where I'm at.
Right.
So,
gotcha.
The other thing is, most of your bars not open past 9 p.m. anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So
here to 10 p.m., but a lot of times they will close and turn lights off, but they'll still be open on the inside. They just kind of quiet things down a little bit.
Yeah. As long as people are inside, they just close the door so nobody else can get in. And
yeah. So packing now. When you came out to the Philippines, just one time to the Philippines, or
no, it was my second time coming out here.
So first time you came out for how long?
I was here for 3 weeks the first time I came out.
3 weeks. Do you feel in that 3 weeks that you overpacked or underpacked, or you were just about right there?
think I was just about right. You know, I didn't run out of anything while I was here.
Yeah. Did you do laundry while you're here, or no? You just had enough clothes for 3 weeks?
No. I when I was at the hotel, I had the hotel do it.
Okay.
And then when I stayed in a condo after I left the hotel for a week, there's a little place around the corner.
Yeah.
You know, did it about a kilo, and that's what I used.
That's the one thing I would tell people if you're coming out here for like a month. Really, you don't need more than a week's worth of clothes, and then just wash. Just keep having it washed.
And if you're coming out here for a month, make sure you bring 2 months. If you're on medication, bring 2 months supply of medication.
Right.
You know, one of the things that I take that's very hard to find and very expensive is Excedrin tension headache.
Okay. Can't find that here.
Well, you can on Lazada, but 100 count is $30 US. It's 1,500 pesos for the bottle. I mean, I could buy 4 of them in the States for what I pay for 1 here.
Right. I found that with most over-the-counter medication, there's not, in the Philippines, when you walk into a pharmacy, you don't have this aisle full of cold medicine or headache medicine or eye drops.
And if they have it, you have to go to the pharmacist and ask them, because it's behind the counter with where all the drugs are supposed to be.
And you don't have a lot of options. Like if you ask for, let's say, eye drops.
You can't find Visine here, guys. So if you use Visine, you need to bring it with you.
But what's available is only a couple options. It's not like going into a pharmacy in the U.S. or in the West and there's a whole aisle, full section of different kinds of eye drops or cold medicine.
Yeah.
You have, even if you go to the pharmacist, there's only a couple of options that you have. There's not a ton of options.
Couple of options for cough drops.
And you have to explain to them. You have to say, no, I have a cold, I have a cough, I have a runny nose, and they give you the medicine and they'll ask you how many you want. They actually cut it. They don't just sell you a box of it.
Yeah. Because
So.
people don't have a lot of money to spend on, a bag. You can find the bags of cough drops and stuff, but they're usually really small.
Right. Like 10 in there.
I found antacids. I found a store in Isla Mall that sells Tums.
Right.
The big, but if you like Pepsid AC and things like that,
right,
you better bring it with you because you're not going to find it here.
So over-the-counter stuff, like if you need eye drops, maybe you get headaches, whatever, you get upset stomach, you should bring all that stuff with you as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For sure.
I'm sure you agree.
So keep the packing list light. You don't need a lot of shoes. Shoes are extremely cheap here. Like they'll be fake, but you don't need to bring, like if you're moving out here, you don't need to bring 10 pair of shoes. Anything you can find in the West, you pretty much can find here too.
Yeah, and this guy here turned me on to Merrell's.
Merrell's, yeah, I love Merrell's.
Great shoe, lightweight, comfortable to wear all day, and you can find Nike, New Balance, Sperry, any kind of shoe you can find in the West, you can find it here.
Yeah, that's right. The only thing I would say is if you're like a huge foot size, if you fall within the...
if you've got the barge size shoe, you better bring your couple of pairs with you.
Right, exactly.
And plus that, if you're plus size, if you wear over a 2X in the States
for clothes,
you're going to have a hard time finding anything here because everything's Filipino size. I wear extra large in the States. Here I wear 3X Filipino size.
Yeah.
So
for me personally, the only thing I overpacked on when I moved out here was clothes, because I fall in what I call the normal range. Like I wear size large shirt. I'm like a 32, 33 waist, and that all falls within the normal range. I'm not a super tall guy, so it would have been easy for me to go to buy clothes here. And even you can order Amazon now, and you get it in a couple of weeks. So I would say the only thing I overpacked on really was clothes And even shoes, I think I would have just had the shoes on my feet that I was wearing, and then when I got here, bought some shoes.
Yeah, because you know.
What about you?
Man, I brought dress shoes and all. I brought way too much. I mean, I've got 2 pairs of long pants that I brought with me, and in 2 years, I've worn my long pants twice. 2 times. That's it. So,
the girls walking by just said single, ready to mingle. I don't know if you heard them.
No, I didn't.
That's funny. But yeah, I think I had brought dress shoes, and I had brought tennis shoes, flip-flops, they call them slippers here.
Yeah.
All these extra pairs. I think I would have just had the shoes on my feet, bought shoes when I got here. Literally probably only brought maybe some of my favorite shirts, shorts, underwear, and I don't think I hardly wear a pair of socks except for when I ride my motorbike and I got to wear regular shoes.
Yeah, and guys, if you're in the military or retired military and you like your squadron or you know the ship you're on or whatnot,
yeah, bring that stuff.
I would, if you're gonna stay here, I would bring 10 or more because you can't find them here. And Amazon, what I found, some of the hats that I would order in the States, they won't ship them over here.
Oh, they won't.
So you're limited as to what you can get as far as your military memorabilia. You know, I like my submarine hats.
No, electronics too, right? Electronics, you should bring all your electronics that you want.
Yeah, a lot cheaper in the States. I mean, I actually was just in the iPhone store the other day. You know, your new iPhone is close to 90,000 pesos. It's like $1,800 US, guys. Electronics are crazy expensive here.
Yeah, like a 30%, around a 30 to 40% markup. I've noticed. Yeah. So bring your own electronics. You got to be careful that you don't have it all brand new in boxes. You got to unpack it because.
Well, you want to save space anyway, guys. Just unpack it and bubble wrap it. Put it in your checked baggage or something.
Yeah.
Make sure if it goes in your checked baggage though, it's a set of bags that has a locking system on it. It's not easily broken into.
Yeah, absolutely. And so electronics, bring like a Fire Stick, like an Amazon Fire Stick for your.
Highly recommend the Fire Stick because I'm a big Apple guy, but I
had the Apple too.
But you can still access your Apple movies and stuff on the Fire Stick. So
you can download the Apple app. The logins.
Kind of the best of both worlds. I want to say it's got the Apple Music too, so you can listen to your music on your TV.
I think it does.
But
you can log into the VPN and then you can get
Hulu,
Hulu, Amazon.
HBO, I mean anything.
Yeah. So anything? How many suitcases did you have when you moved here?
I had 2 large suitcases, 1 medium, and a carry-on. So
wow, you had a lot.
Yeah, so it cost me $200 to bring the extra suitcase on because you're only allowed to, and they got to be 50 kilos or less. So make sure you weigh your baggage because if it's overweight, they're going to make you take some of the stuff out.
But in retrospect, if you could do it again, do you think you would still have that amount?
No.
What would have you got? What would have you had less of?
Oh,
the shoes, you said?
The shoes, definitely. And number one, I'm a big watch guy. I've got a lot of watches, but I was in sales for a lot of years, so watches were a conversation starter. I'd have brought a couple of my nice watches, but everything else I would have gotten rid of or given to family or just left back in the States.
Right.
And, I've got...
I'm just curious, what took up 2 large suitcases, 1 medium, in a carry-on? What was it? Mostly clothes?
Yeah, a lot of it was clothes.
So would have you brought all those clothes, you think? I would say you fall within the kind of the normal range. You shouldn't have a
Yeah, well, I
too much.
was coming out here to live. So,
All right,
you
so
know,
was I.
And so, you know, you can, and half the clothes I bought are too big for me now because I've lost so much
You lost
weight.
weight.
So I've probably got a medium suitcase full of clothes right now that no
Don't
longer
fit you.
fit me, that I'm still lugging around. But they're good quality items,
You don't
and
want
and I'd rather find a seamstress here and have her take them up
Yeah.
and start wearing them again.
I've noticed that since I moved here, I had a lot of clothes that I brought, but since I've moved here, I've switched almost everything down, all the way down to the underwear to wicker or moisture wicker, which I have links down below of the stuff that I recommend for.
Guys, if you have cotton anything,
Yeah.
leave it in the States, because we've been here long enough to where we're kind of used to the weather. But man, when I first got here, man, I sweat like a stuck pig, like a whore in church. I mean, I would walk out and literally 5 minutes later, I've got sweat just beading off my forehead, and my back is saturated.
Sweating like a pregnant nun in church.
And the best thing is these moisture wicking shirts.
Yeah.
Because they dry really fast, but they also let a lot of air come through and cool you off. The cotton doesn't do that. It holds in all the heat, and you're miserable.
Well, I have like the shorts on and the shirt, and I've actually been in situations where unexpectedly they were like, "Oh, let's go swim," and I didn't bring swim trunks, and I can jump in with my shirt and my shorts, and they dry like really quickly. So, they're good to have because if you sweat through, you dry pretty quickly. So yeah. I mean, really, that was the big thing. I wish I would have brought more over-the-counter medication. There was probably a few electronic things that I wish I would have bought and brought with me.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have offloaded a lot of shoes and a lot of clothes, because I found, again, if you're like this, if you're a really big guy, if you're 6'5" or you're XXL, you're probably going to want to bring your own clothes and shoes.
Particularly if you guys are coming out here to live, and you're a big guy, 6'6", and you already wear a double X or better, I would say bring an extra suitcase. Pay the extra money that the airline wants to bring it out here,
right?
Because you're not going to find it here.
Yeah.
And then you got to deal with, can I find it on Amazon and have it shipped here, and what's the shipping going to cost, because the shipping fluctuates a lot on Amazon. So I mean, some things that I go to order and the shipping's hardly anything, and then some things I look at the order and the shipping's more than the item is.
Yeah, you're right.
So
I have found that again, most people know this, but Amazon under 200 US, you don't pay any international, or you don't pay
the VAT tax, do you?
Yeah, you don't pay the the import fees.
Import fees, yeah.
Just the shipping. And most things that I've ordered, I order a lot of different shampoo, shaving stuff, T-shirts, things like that. And my shipping has never been more than like $30, so it's not too bad. But
a lot of things you can find here on Lazada.
You can.
Shopee.
Got to be careful of knockoffs.
Yeah, knockoffs. The way you can tell a knockoff is if the deal's too good to possibly be true.
Right.
If you're looking at a JBL Click 3 or Click 4 speaker, and it's 500 pesos, $10 US, you know it's a fake.
Exactly. If it's not within the normal.
Yeah.
And electronics should be 30% more than what they are in the States.
Exactly.
So I always look up on Amazon and I'm like, oh, this speaker normally goes for...
Yeah, that's a good comparison. You could say, well, in the States it would be 6,000 pesos, and they only want 500 here?
Yeah, it's obvious. And it's being shipped from China. So. Yeah.
That's a good indication it's a knockoff.
Yeah, for sure. Now, what do you think? You knew about the bet. In fact, I think you're in on the bet, aren't you? about when the Philippines opens. Did you say after? But you know, I had the bet where I thought the Philippines would open after the New Year, like around January.
I said it would be 2 months before the election, presidential election.
Okay, so we're in the same time range, but
But
pretty sure Paul has lost that bet of opening this year, right?
no, not gonna. They were, but then Omicron showed
Like
up.
literally, and you know what's funny is as the opening was happening, they advertised it. I saw that new variant come out at the same time, and I knew.
You knew the Philippines was going to overreact.
But not just the Philippines, you got all these other countries.
Everybody.
Yeah,
It's like, oh my, the boogeyman is here to get us again.
But ironically, Thailand and places like that haven't got scared by it. They've still. I don't. Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole other discussion.
Well, the other thing too is, you know, it seems like we're coming out with a new variant every 2 months now. So,
still
eventually people are just going to get used to. Okay, there's a variant out.
Well, I think there's still 10 more letters in the Greek alphabet that we can go through with variants. So.
And I know for sure they're going to use them all.
I'm sure of it, yeah. Probably within the next year alone.
I've got a buddy in Perth that already has the list of all the variants that they're going to come out with.
He's got the master list.
Already has them. So, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll end the video on that note. Hopefully, we'll see everybody out here soon. Soon in
I don't know, man.
Philippine terms. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll. I still don't understand why they can't do the whole testing like Thailand. Do 72 hours before you arrive. Test again when you get there. You know, maybe you have to stay in one area for 7 days, and then you're free to go anywhere.
With the rapid testing, they should be able to have the results in 15 minutes. So you test before you get on the airplane, in the airport.
Yeah, and test when you arrive.
And then when you arrive, they test you again. Simple. But,
unfortunately, we're not in charge. So.
And they like to make things difficult.
Yeah, they do.
All governments like to make things very difficult.
Yeah.
But
anyway. Well, again, just to finish it off, if you're normal size, don't pack so many shoes and clothes. Pack extra on the over-the-counter medications that you might need, and electronics, things that you might need as well. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.
Sweet honey, let's take it real soon.